of association, interviewing the guru. This is going to be a very important training. A lot of people would think, what do I need that for? Well, can't anybody just go out and do an interview? Anybody can just go out and do an interview. A lot of people fear doing interviews. They're not comfortable with putting themselves out there and to do an interview. But most importantly, if you're going to do an interview, you need to be able to do it right. And we're going to discuss here in a few moments why you need to be doing an interview right if you're going to do them at all. So why do an interview in the first place? First of all, it's a great credibility builder. And in this industry, you have got to be building your credibility. You have got to be seen as the credible expert in order to be able to get people to buy from you, to trust you, and to like you. So when you start doing your affiliate marketing, when you're setting out these a promotion and stuff for a product or whatever, and you're recommending somebody else's product, they see you as a credible expert to be able to have that trust in you that you actually know what you're talking about, that you might know something about that product that you're recommending to them. Having that credibility is very, very important. An interview will get you the credibility that you're looking for. It helps you become an authority figure, which is it goes right along with the credibility. But you become an authority. You become an authority on the subject that you're doing the interview on. Even if you do not know anything about it, you're still seen as an authority in that niche with that subject, whichever one you would prefer to. Because even when it's just you being seen with the expert that you're interviewing, because it's basically like the expert by association. When you associate yourself with the experts, you are going to become the expert yourself. You're going to develop that credibility. You're going to become an authority in your niche. It's a simple form of product creation. Doing an interview is probably one of the easiest ways to create a product online. So basically you could do a set of interviews. You could do one interview. It doesn't matter what you can do. Maybe you did several interviews and then you packaged them differently. Maybe you took an online course on list building, and then you actually interviewed some other experts on list building and added them into the package. It's a great form of product creation. It's a great way to get great content and stuff when you're interviewing these other experts in these certain niches and on different topics. Profitable. It's very, very profitable to do interviews. It's one of the things that it really helps to do is to add value to what you've got out there already. If you have a product already, to add value to it. But just having that information from the expert. People like to know that they're getting information and content from an expert. And when you're interviewing these experts that you see out there, I mean, you're not going to want to go first, just for somebody that's really an unknown to interview them and stuff. You want to go with the known experts out there. And we'll be talking about that in a little bit. But when you do, you're providing some valuable information for your some content and stuff for those that are listening to you, those that are following you, and it becomes very, very profitable. Just creating the products that you're doing, it becomes very profitable just by doing interviews. All right, the interview and the package. When it comes to product creation, many people struggle with the process, and it can take up to several weeks or more just to create a simple product for their own online home-based business. A lot of people will start out doing ebooks and home study courses, and it takes a lot of time to do the research to get your ebooks written, for the formatting, and everything that takes place with that. It takes a lot of time. When all you would have to do is go out there and find 4 or 5 experts and basically set up those interviews, and within an hour time you've got a good one, at least one good interview for that. So it really saves a lot of time that a lot of people really struggle with when it comes to setting up these products. They just run out of time after a while. They need that product done now so that they can get an income coming in. And an interview is one way to get a nice product, a nice package put together to get some income coming in. It's a great way of creating a quality product quickly, It's to interview an expert in your niche and then package it up as a product. Creating an interview product is definitely one of the easiest and fastest ways of creating a high quality product which will benefit you and your online business. Not only does it benefit you, it will benefit your customers and everybody that is following you, because you're providing very valuable content, very valuable training to them if you go out and you find the right experts and you do a proper interview. Limited expertise equals limited income. If you are not seen as the expert, you are going to have limited income. People do not buy from people they do not see as an expert in their niche. If you were in the dog training niche and people are looking for dog training and they don't see you as an expert, why would they buy something from you? If you're in the niche of trying to make money online and you really are not seen as an expert in that niche, it's going to be hard for you to sell a product in there. But having that product is going to be one way that is going to help show you as the expert. You being seen with the people that you're interviewing is going to help you be seen as the expert by association. What people really want is credible information based on expertise and experience. That's what they're looking for. And the number one mistake that most newbies make is that they think that they have to be an expert to sell high-end internet products, and that is just not the case. There have been many people that have went out and interviewed people and made a lot of money, and they never knew anything about the subject that they were even talking about. But the thing of it is that they found the right experts, they knew how to do proper research, and they interviewed these experts, and they went out and they created some great products, sold them, and made a lot of money. You do not have to be the expert in the niche for you to do an interview and to sell the products that you're creating. The experts are out there. Ask them the questions and you sell the answers, and that's basically what this is. You're asking a question. Your experts are out there answering the questions. You're not going to sell the questions because that's what people already are asking. They already have the questions. They're looking for the answer. They're looking for that kind of content, and that's what you're going to be selling, is the answers in these interviews. All right, you're about to discover how to use other people's skills, reputation, and time to leverage yourself from zero to hero in any niche market. First of all, you have to overcome your fear and the awe of the gurus. A lot of people, they just fear and the gurus. They're sitting there, they look at these guys or ladies going, man, there's no way I can even compete with them. There's no way that they would interview me, or there's no way that they would let me even interview them. Man, I'm just not even in that class. And so they stop themselves instead of approaching these guys who are usually more than willing to do an interview because it helps them to get their name out there even more. Instead, people will stop themselves just because they're afraid to approach them. They're just so in awe of the guru and the money they make and the lifestyle that they live that they don't see themselves in that same realm. And you need to overcome that right now. You need to stop struggling to get recognition in your market. This is a great way for you to get the recognition that you need. This is a great way for you to become the expert. Stop struggling. Just get out there and do some interviews and stuff, and you're going to find that you're going to basically, like it says up there, go from zero to hero. I don't like the word zero, so basically hero to a bigger hero. But start capitalizing on experts of others, because that's what it's all about. A lot of people just getting started, one of their biggest hold-ups is, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know anything in the niche that I'm trying to get involved in, and I don't understand how I can possibly have a product in that niche and go out and sell it. What you need to do is you need to start capitalizing on the expertise of others, and that is one of the best places to start, because what you're doing is, when you're doing these interviews, one of the best things about it is that you're going to be learning as you go yourself. So as you're doing these interviews, you're going to have questions yourself, especially if you don't know anything about the topics you're talking about. And I suggest that if you're going to do an interview, that you do get to know the topic and become familiar with it as much as possible. Don't just go into it not knowing anything at all. Do some research before you do that interview, so at least you're familiar with your topic.